Good morning. How are you, Tracy? It's 8:30 a.m. in California. I sometimes wonder, why do I share things like that? But then I guess it resonates with a lot of people who have similar experiences. Um, well, I'll start with I grew up in a family where my mother was very creative and always told us how we could do anything we wanted to do. We could draw outside the lines and be creative, ask a lot of questions. As soon as I went to school, that did not work. I was told to put my hand down. I was told to shut up. I was told to draw, paint in the lines or draw in the lines. And I just didn't fit in. And so basically, I learned how to do school so I could get out of school. And and it's so sad that, there's so many people like that you've learned how to be compliant and, follow the rules, do the worksheets, do all of those things that really don't mean anything to you. And then you look for learning in other ways. And so that's why there's a whole movement for charter schools and homeschooling and kids getting bored and they don't even, what's really upsetting is kids that go, they've had a goal for college, but it's not really their goal. Then they go to college and then they drop out. It's just like, why waste all that time when they're so precious? That time is so precious. What happens is they make a choice, like me. I don't know if I mentioned that I was a dental hygienist. That's how I got in. I I was told I wasn't very smart and I couldn't do very much. But then when I went to community college instead of the college I wanted to go to, they had a dental hygiene program. And I said, well, maybe I could try that. And I got in, and they only picked 18 out of 700 people. So I must have been okay, right? And yeah, and so I did dental hygiene, and anything I do, I'm kind of a perfectionist. If people know me, I try to do as the best I can do. And I ended up teaching dental hygiene and realized I really love teaching. I love technology, and I was doing something I wasn't passionate about. And that's why I moved to education. A friend of mine, Sarah Armstrong, I had told her that, and she said, "Oh, you went from dental flossing to mental flossing." Isn't that cute? Well, I had rethinking learning. I've been doing this for 30 years, and I have a program called my e-coach, and I started rethinking learning there in 2009. Actually, 2004. I'm sorry. So I went back and found a lot of my posts, and I'm redoing them and putting them in my new site, which is I started in 2010 before I started personalized learning. What I'm doing is I was very lucky to be in a partnership with Kathleen McCloskey to kind of go down that road for personalized learning, but it wasn't really my passion to just go in one direction because I was doing project-based learning. I was talking about joy and kindness and maker spaces and things, and somehow I was just going in one direction, and that wasn't me. So I still am grateful for all I did. We wrote two books, but I feel like sometimes you kind of have to shake up what you're doing no matter where you are and start over, even if you're old. Well, I find that I don't feel old. I feel um, it's almost like I'm reborn again. I just put out a post today on 6 ways teachers can spread intentional positivity. I just feel like I go around and work at schools, and sometimes I walk in staff rooms and I hear them talking negatively about a child, and it just kind of just uh, feels like a pain in my heart to hear anyone talk negatively about a child. And so I think only if we can change our thinking and go toward positive uh, and joyous things that are happening with children and with your school, it sure makes everything so much easier and so much better for you. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to think positive. What I try to do is I'm doing a course right now with a group in Georgia, and It was so fun because I had them demonstrate before and after pictures of changing their classroom. It was so cute because I said it has to be all positive. I won't even let you put anything up that's negative. You have to put positive things all around the room and whatever. It was so amazing the stories that they were telling because they never thought that way. They did think that way, but they didn't know how to. There were so many things on their plate that it's crushing for them. And so I think they just need a little nudge because teachers are amazing. I still don't know how they do it now. I'm not in the classroom anymore, and I just keep shaking my head. How do you do it? How do you do it? So I try to be there to be a support, show them other classrooms where they're doing things that maybe they could do, kind of celebrate what they're doing because I don't think they get the accolades they deserve. My son used to get worksheets and he's really smart, but he was just could not do those worksheets. And so he got in a lot of trouble because he just hated them. Or he was such a perfectionist. He would erase and erase until there were holes in it. And my thing is, why are we doing that? Why aren't we encouraging reading at home? Why aren't we encouraging parents to have that quality time with their kids and go outside, create a garden, or go for a walk and talk about what you're doing? These are the things that kids need and those relationships and those conversations will always be remembered. I don't remember one worksheet I did. I remember the time my dad sat down and read a story to me. You remember? I mean, it's those kinds of things we need to encourage to happen in the school and at home. And it can be done. We can figure out other ways because you can flip the classroom. You can provide the resources with other ways that kids can get that information and practice to do better, and then provide ongoing support in the classroom in a different way. You're not teaching to the whole class the same thing. And that's the hardest thing. Teachers don't know how to do that. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do is provide examples and and just kind of point in a different direction for them. It's not easy. They only know what they know or they don't know what they don't know. Well, I don't know if I want to get into politics. I'm not real happy. Well, I'm not happy with the situation. One, I feel like um, the new secretary really doesn't have the best interests of the teacher and the child. It is just when you start looking at privatizing education, I just get worried because it's really all about our kids. And you're looking at, and if you use that where it's learners first and you say that it's all about the kids, but that's not what you're really doing, it becomes really apparent for the parent and the child that this sucks. This isn't for me. And another thing, I work at schools that say they're personalized learning. They don't even know what that means. They use the term, but they don't do it. They're personalizing instruction, but the wrong ways. And so, well, it's not even just worksheets. The teacher's still directing everything, and they're giving them voice by making a choice board and then telling them to pick a choice of something to do, and then the teacher directs them how to do it. There isn't any real voice and choice for the kids, and they're not teaching them how to be self-directed and independent. That's what we need